Good.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Whiskey Gingers. My name is Chris. To refresh everybody, this is Brandon. He pawned off the intro on me today because I think he's tired of doing it. But today we're actually sitting outside because finally springtime and the weather is breaking. So we had a nice 70-degree day here in the Philadelphia region. So we're excited about that. And it's not going to get.
And here's Chris with the weather.
Yeah, and here's Chris with the weather. Further down this week, you'll be expecting some potential showers.
It's going to rain sideways.
What you can do always and be safe in weather is you can say it's potentially going to be this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're never wrong. It could be, potentially sunny outside. It could be potentially downpouring. It could be potentially snowing in May. It doesn't matter.
I have a weather question for you. So
Okay.
I've never understood this. When you look at the forecast and it says there's 40% and then the rain icon. Does that mean there's a 40% chance of rain or 40% of the region is getting rain?
Yep.
It's the latter.
So you did your research on this because, I just had this conversation with somebody the other day. I think
Did you
Emily
know?
was here with us. Did she tell you this when she got home?
No, I honestly was curious.
I literally just had this conversation with her.
Because I always thought there was a 40% chance of rain, so I was like, oh, it's probably not going to rain.
No, it means that 40% of the affected area that you're looking up is going to get rain at some point in that time. I think that's how it's meant to be determined. To me, it just kind of seems like...
It is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think a lot of people don't know that.
We'll write a strongly worded letter to the National Weather Service to get that adjusted. Because it doesn't make any sense.
I'm calling Hurricane Schwartz.
So getting off of weather, which is always everybody's favorite section of the news or any podcast, we're going to go ahead and transition over to our whiskey today, which is going to be Hudson Whiskey New York. And
It's a Husky bottle.
Yeah, it's a Husky bottle. So Hudson Whiskey New York is the name on it. It's a New York straight bourbon whiskey. It's 46% alcohol, and it looks pretty cool. It's got a tagline on the front: "Bright lights, big bourbon."
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a different whiskey that's only aged for about 3 years.
It looks cool. It's got a nice color to it. I mean, in the bottle at least. We'll see how it pours in the glass, but it looks like it's dark. So that's always an interesting whiskey.
It's right down the middle. I think that bottle was like $46.
Splurged a little bit tonight.
A little bit, but I wanted something different. Like everything that was kind of in our usual price range. I know I've had, or it's a name brand I'm so familiar with that you've probably had. I've never had whiskey from New York. I assumed you had neither.
Yeah,
So-
I can't really say I have. I mean, I'll read the back of this thing just to give us a little bit of context on what we're working with. It says, "Welcome to New York. It's a city that's bold yet refined, artful, and unapologetic. The same spirit seeps into our straight bourbon whiskey, New York State ingredients meeting New York City ingenuity for rich, green, forward flavor." So, should be pretty interesting. Hopefully good.
Fresh ingredients from New York City isn't the brag that they think it is.
I don't know. They said ingredients from New York State.
Okay, that's fine.
And then what did they say? They said New York State ingredients meeting New York City's ingenuity. That's probably a safe set of words there.
Yeah, I mean, there's those pictures of the guys building skyscrapers with their bare hands and whatnot. So I mean, they're pretty
New York's known for some
ingenious
things.
people, I would say.
Sure, if that's what we want to say.
And then the labels, obviously, after the New York subway signs, which is kind of what drew me to it.
Yeah, it's cool. Definitely, this is good marketing. I think that this thing looks cool. It definitely, as soon as you opened it up out of the package, I saw it looked pretty cool. Caught my eye. I would have probably bought it if I was in the store too myself.
It's very New York.
I always like trying to find something that's new and interesting. So I'm gonna give this a little crack open.
Let's see what we got.
That was satisfying.
It's a big cork.
Oh, that was a nice sound. I like that one. So let's go ahead and pour some of this. I always think that these little bottles are interesting because they're kind of difficult to pour, but
you don't
satisfying at the same time.
Well, and you don't see your level going down quite right.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a thick bottle that, like, it doesn't look like we had any of it. But, I mean, if you put that in a skinny bottle, we're probably, I don't know, almost a quarter of the way through it, maybe 8.
We can be, if you'd like to be.
At work in the morning.
Well, it smells good. So let's give it a try.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
I actually like that a lot.
I can tell on your face.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, it's come to light that I can't pretend to like something. If I don't like it, it's all over my face. I don't mind
really
this
good.
at all. Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I'm not even going to give this. It's not bad. This is actually really good.
Got the Chris's it's good stamp of
It's
approval.
good. It actually really is good. And, you know, it's really sad because I feel like I'm not ready to say this, but
Mhm.
I'm not converting to a bourbon drinker. But I
Yeah.
definitely appreciate bourbon a lot more than I did before we started this journey, however many months ago that we tried.
That is true.
Do you feel the same way, or am I just like totally?
For me, it's still very hit or miss. Like
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't need to tell the people that because again, it's all over my face. But there are bourbons that I didn't think I would enjoy that I thoroughly enjoy. But
Yeah.
there's still bourbons that are like a battle for me to get through. This is one I actually really enjoy. So we should be tasting charred American oak with notes of vanilla and lightly salted caramel on the finish. Anything, I love lightly salted caramel. You can't taste it in this. You do get a little bit of the vanilla though, I think.
Yeah, I could see that. All I'm thinking of New York is like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for some reason, and I'm like, oh, it's got to be pizza flavored.
It's them getting hammered in the subway.
Yeah, exactly. No, honestly, it's really good.
Yeah, shout out to New York.
I like the. I always tell for me personally, I really like when a whiskey is a darker shade. I tend to like those better than the lighter ones. And in general, I mean, I've always liked darker spirits over lighter spirits. I've never really been a whiskey person or a whiskey person.
Well, this is awkward.
Never really been
12 episodes in.
Never really been like a vodka person.
Oh no,
gin I can do on occasion, but like if I had to choose, it would always be a whiskey or a dark rum rather than a light rum even.
Yeah, if I can't get my hands on whiskey or any whiskey related, like whiskey bourbon, not a big Scotch guy.
Yeah.
I'd probably go tequila after that.
Yeah, but again, I still think dark tequila is better than light tequila.
But I think, and that could be completely wrong. And maybe there's people who are into vodka, they were into whiskey, but I don't feel like there's as much of like, I don't know, like an appreciation or like an art process behind vodka. It feels like a means to an end.
Well, the flavors to me seem to be very unilateral. Like there's not a lot of change in vodka flavors as where like with whiskey, yes, you get a taste that this is whiskey. But you also, every single one that we try has a little bit of a different flavor to it, which I think makes a big difference to me.
And it's
personally.
like, it's meant to stand on its own. Like people do it maybe with really expensive stuff, but vodka seems like it was born to mix.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, like I've had some higher end vodkas for sure. Some of our friends like it. So I've definitely tried the higher end ones, and it surprised me. It was something that I could say I could sip on this, but I would still, given the choice, grab a bottle of whiskey every single time.
Yeah, whiskey's for like you and I doing this. I think I don't get whiskey too much when I'm going out because it doesn't make me like want to party. Like tequila is like once we start doing tequila or like God forbid like Rumpelman shots or something, that's when my night's gonna take a steep turn downward.
I think that's a stigma though. Like I don't think that there's anything about tequila.
There probably isn't
that makes that happen. It's just like I'm having tequila, so I must be partying. Like I'm gonna get blacked out because that's what tequila does.
I think the song has something to do with it too, like the tequila.
Did you watch the? There's like an American's Got Talent or something where the guy went on.
He did tequila,
and it was
awesome.
Absolutely hysterical. The whole crowd is just sitting there watching in awe as this guy said 3 words the entire time he was up there for like a 6-minute set.
The Sandlot scene for me is always going to be what I think of with that. When they're going around like the Gravitron, everyone starts yakking. Tequila.
That's amazing.
Can I mention something real quick? I'm going to bring
Absolutely
up something
not.
controversial.
Sure.
How did you say that? What is
Controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
The first one was a hard ass.
Yeah. So, what notes did you say were in that whiskey?
Sure. It was salted caramel.
Stop.
We already talked about this.
Your girlfriend
Yeah. Caramel.
just confirmed with you that it's caramel.
It is caramel.
And then she spelt it for me. And she said.
Do you want to talk pronunciation?
And then she said there was no A after the R.
Okay. Well, there is.
is.
It's just silent. And if we're talking pronunciation, you just said spelt.
I was never good at spelling.
She's an English teacher, by the way.
No, I was never good at
You are.
spelling. And you know what? And I tell my kids all the time, whenever they ask me how to spell something, use spell check.
You want to know what my favorite part about this is?
Why did you become Trump all of a sudden?
The camera is not pointing at Emily.
I know.
But she's kind of
As if the camera
motioning
is.
as if the limelight is now
Yeah.
on her.
I talk with
She's
my
really in
hands.
character.
You want to learn how to spell something? You spell check.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And
You went
then they're like,
full Trump at the end of that.
And
You're
then
about to
they
get
were
us
like,
taken
"Well,
off the
are
internet
you
again.
I probably already did.
Are you the teacher?" And I say, "Yeah." And I wouldn't be a good teacher if I told you every answer. Use your resources. I am not one of them.
You do that. Am I the only one that hears the cadence go Trump speech esque?
Tell them to cite Google when they do it for their essay.
Really, I feel like I sound like my mom right now.
Well, the listeners don't know your mom.
Can we talk about how useless MLA format was after high school?
Yeah.
We're
Honestly,
still learning that.
Unless all of them
Can
are
we
pretty
talk
useless.
about that?
I used it in college.
Yeah, in class.
You didn't use APA format in college?
The
That's only
only
for the
people,
sciences.
the only
I did
people that
that.
need MLA format are people that are in schooling fields. Like,
yeah.
if you are a teacher, then you're going to use MLA again. Outside of that, I can't imagine
one
a
touches
single
it.
profession that's actually using
I'll
MLA.
tell you what,
You
I
want to
learned how to
be
write a
taken
research
seriously?
paper.
Make sure you put those quotations around your
Yeah.
your statements and put that quote in parentheses right underneath it.
And if that bibliography is in an alphabetical order, so help me God.
So help me God.
Miss
The biggest
Martin is
waste of
probably-
time of my life.
Okay, names.
Oh,
All right, Chris, you had a topic to get into?
I actually did.
We're going to pivot away from Doc's
Since-
clock over there.
Since we were already ranting about pronunciation police already, I think that there's another rant that I'd like to get into,
okay.
and it's driving me absolutely insane lately. And it's all these damn subscription-based services that are out there nowadays.
You kids, get off my lawn.
It's really, I'm starting to feel my age, I think, is what's happening. But it's starting to get to the point where premium isn't premium anymore. And that was the point that I was telling you earlier. Like, we have Xfinity Internet, and that gives us Peacock for free.
Yeah.
Free, whatever. Doesn't matter.
No,
I guess
it's objectively
included.
free.
It's included in my price, so I guess that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm sure they budget some way to pay for that in some way, too. But I have it for free, and that's great, and it gives me Peacock, but I really can't stand having the ads because streaming services, in yesteryears, didn't really have ads. This is a new age thing. It's like now Hulu is plastered with ads. Peacock,
Hulu's the
plastered. Hulu's like,
TV.
you get like 1 second of actual show,
It's the same
and
as
then you
cable.
get nothing. It is. It's probably worse than cable, honestly, because they need more monetization, more advertisements. But Peacock pissed me off because in my plan it tells me Peacock Premium, which, like, for any other service,
No
premium
ads.
means no fucking ads.
Yeah.
That's it. No NFA, no fucking ads. That's what it means. But instead, premium on Peacock doesn't mean no ads. It just means regular old Peacock. You have to buy premium plus if you want no ads.
I will say, in Peacock's defense, their ads aren't quite as egregious as the others because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's like an opening ad. And
They're like every 5 minutes.
we don't. Ours is at the beginning of a show. I don't have to skip ads during.
No,
the
they're
show.
like every 5 minutes and they're a minute long.
Hulu is like the same annoying ads though. At least with Peacock, we get
Hulu.
like some different stuff.
Hulu has the same ads every single time.
I don't know. The Peacock ones rotate between like 3 ads.
I know, but they're not as annoying. Like I feel like
Oh, they're definitely obnoxious. Some of them
No.
are kind of funny. They're all insurance commercials. Am I wrong? They are.
I think it
They're
depends.
absolutely all
and
insurance
I
commercials.
have to hear
So,
like
Are they targeted?
Ozzy Osbourne
Well, so for what it's worth,
play Crazy Train like again. I'm gonna. The song is ruined.
They might be targeted ads. Maybe they
Well-
just think that I need more insurance in my life.
the thing about it is we're watching Yellowstone. I think
Yeah.
that's what we're all referencing, which
Yeah.
phenomenal show. The themes of that show are geared towards people who care about life insurance.
I mean, I suppose you're either collecting your own policy or making somebody else collect theirs.
Yeah, well, that too. But
Ours
I
is
mean,
all about the TV dad.
The TV
Oh,
dad. Yeah,
that
we got a lot of the TV
yeah,
That
dads
one's
in there.
annoying.
which, by the way, didn't he do well enough on Family Matters? Like, you were on one of the biggest sitcoms in history.
He's
Why-
cashing in.
Yeah, where did you spend your money, dude?
He probably misses playing that character.
I guess.
He does too many hard lines in the bathroom. He's out of money.
Does he have a coke problem? I didn't know.
I'm only speculating because isn't that how like all rich people lose their money is they get addicted to cocaine?
I mean,
I wouldn't know because I'm not rich, so I
It's
don't.
not
have
Jordan
I think-
addiction to cocaine.
I think most people in general, when they get addicted to cocaine, get poorer.
Probably.
I don't think anybody
Well,
makes money.
It's a rich man's drug. So
That it is. That it is. And lewds. We were just the only reason I mentioned it, we were just watching The Wolf of Wall Street, and that guy
Quaaludes.
I know.
loved him some Ludes.
Can't you not get those anymore? I thought they were
You
like
couldn't get them then.
they're like extinct.
I think they outlawed them like the 90s or something, but they still found a way to
Extinct.
get the whole.
Yeah, all drugs are outlawed.
Yeah, but like they stopped producing them.
Yeah, that's fair.
They used to be a painkiller, like amoxicillin, and then people were like tripping balls off of them, so they dialed it back a little bit.
I'm doing a second pour.
Go for it. If I wasn't driving home,
It's
I
worth
would,
it.
but
It's worth it. That sounds like a.
I'm driving.
It
Do you
sounds
want
like,
to take it? Do you want to take the chance?
it sounds like a piss poor excuse when there is another driver here. And
Yeah,
isn't
but-
that her car?
I think me hammered is better than her sober.
You're
Oh,
just
man.
embarrassing me tonight.
That was on air.
I've
We
said
caught
it.
it here first.
I've said it to everyone using here. I've said it to you, your parents, anybody who will listen.
I've never done anything. to
Driving
you.
home from this very house, you hit a curb.
I didn't
I
know
mean,
about this.
That's better than a car.
When did that happen?
The day she got the new car.
By a show of hands, how many people have been in an accident here?
With another car? Or in general? I had a deer hit me.
That doesn't count.
You
Okay.
shut your mouth. You shut.
I've
your
never been in an
mouth.
accident.
You shut your mouth though.
Hey,
You
gender roles, baby.
We're only establishing gender identity here.
That's
I'll drink to that.
fair.
What's your legal name?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what's
My birth name.
my birth name? Yeah. We had like a whole issue where like if anyone tells you like I go by this or my legal name is this, but I go by this, they're most likely people to be a little suspicious about. Depending on how they phrase it. If they say you can call me, totally cool. If you start getting into like legal terminology about your name
They
and your
hand you a
whereabouts,
subpoena to like let you know that's
yeah,
what you need to call them from now on.
you're either just a sketchy person or you're in witness protection. Either way, get off my front porch.
That's pretty fair. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, like unless it's your middle name or you want to be like Cher or something and go last name only, like that's cool.
One name only. Is it her last name or her first name though?
That's I think it's her first name.
Or is it just a stage name in general?
Well,
Fact checking.
yeah. Don't leave that tab because we'll lose a broadcast. I think
Does
that
it work that way?
I don't think so. I've never done it.
I don't know.
What
The
do you
light's
think?
still on.
Is it Cher first name or Cher last name? Before
I'm
you
more
answer?
concerned if the podcast turned off.
I mean,
It's her nickname. First nickname.
it's neither. It's not her first
First
name
of
or
all, the
last name.
podcast is still going. I'm not an idiot. So you guys know I'm your producer. I'm smarter than that.
Okay,
Her actual name is Sherilyn.
so it's her first name.
It's just a shortened,
Okay,
That's better than I thought
But
it
she
was.
didn't-
I just thought it was just made up.
which she literally just said.
that's a pretty cool name. I'm trying to think who else that Cher did it. Anybody else? Who else is just one name?
Prince.
Prince. But that, I mean, come on.
That is a stage name.
Yeah, I
but-
don't think that's his given name.
McLovin.
Yeah,
McLovin.
that movie's awesome. McLovin's the
My
I
God.
can't think of anybody else who's just one name.
You could go make your name one name, I'm sure. if
That's
you
what
want to.
McLovin did.
What would be your one name if you could make it one name?
If I could just pick one,
Just one name.
like one word, man,
Yeah.
you gotta give me way more time than that. I don't know.
You only have the next 20 seconds to decide.
Oh man, that's tough to put me on the spot. Dude, I have no idea. I really don't.
I'm gonna be Axel.
You gonna start doing porn?
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll grab the stash and everything.
Drake.
Drake.
Drake. That's a good one.
It's actually his middle name. His first name is Aubrey.
it's Aubrey. What Gray?
Aubrey Drake.
Great. No, he has another.
Mm.
What's his last name?
What does he
Graham.
have two middle
Yeah, I thought
names?
so.
Beyonce.
A hyphenated middle name. That's
Beyonce
trashy.
actually goes by
Well, her full name's pretty well known though.
what?
I don't know what just came out of your mouth.
Well,
before
I
you
was gonna
start that question.
We
You,
both were
thought
like
about
about
it.
to say something, but like Beyonce Knowles is like pretty well known, like her whole name.
I was gonna say I thought she was pretty
Prince
well
is
known
one
in
of them.
general.
Lizzo.
Yeah, true. Lizzo. Yeah, how could I forget?
I mean, like most of them actually only go by their first name, like Usher, Eminem, stuff you know,
Yeah, that's true.
Eminem is one of them. Even though
Yeah, but
he
then
doesn't have a
country artists, that
nickname.
doesn't really work because it's like nobody's out here calling Morgan Wallen just
Morgan. They have two,
Yeah, I heard that new song from Morgan the other day.
Slash,
Their names are too like down the middle.
Yeah.
Slash,
Yeah,
Saul Hudson.
it's true.
But
Keith
Donna
Urban.
too,
Yeah, Keith's song was really good the other
she's
day.
known by
Is
her.
there a country artist you could do that for?
I don't think there's a single country artist that does first name only.
That's one that we did not think of.
If
I
you
mean,
could-
Hardy's just Hardy, but
That's true.
I also don't think that's his real
Oh, I
name.
forgot about
It could be. It might be his
Pink?
last name.
Pink.
Pink's name is
Pink's his
Alicia
last
Moore.
name.
I think if you said Garth to
Zendaya,
anybody, they're gonna
Rihanna.
know it's Garth Brooks.
Did you just say Pink is the last name?
I did not say that.
I thought you just said that. I said
I
no.
I was
said
talking about Hardy before.
Zendaya.
I think Hardy is his last name, not his first
I think
name.
it is. It is because he has a song about it.
My
His
last
name on your
name.
T-shirts. Yeah, that too. Well, it's the other
Yeah.
couple. He got into that like emo, not emo, like punk rock country, and it's not
I
bad.
love it.
Not
It's the best.
not bad at all.
Sting.
Rock country is the shit.
Sting.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not even in his name.
That's the thing. I think the thing with Cher was that like she shortened like a proper human name to just.
What do you think? Do you think that he was having a debate between if it should be Sting or Stung?
Well,
Flea.
it
Oh,
kind of
really? Yeah.
makes me laugh because someone like my mother says, "Yeah, just call me by my first name, like Cher. Like you don't have to call
Yeah.
me Miss this. You don't have to just that. Like just call me by my first name."
I mean, that's
She
usually
is
like
a first
society
name
in
type
general.
person.
Yeah.
It's like part of the mainstream. Like I was like, oh, just call me by this, like Cher. You're like, oh, it's just one name, like Cher. Like that's what people kind of
Yeah.
go to.
Mr. So and so, that's my father.
That's
Call
a
me
mouthful.
this.
I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
Unless there's like, unless you're like not an adult and they are an adult,
Mhm.
the Mr. like so and so is just it's a lot to get out.
What depends on the name? Like, I mean, sometimes people's last names are absolutely ridiculous. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Stephanopoulos.
Let's actually talk about this.
Uh-huh.
We are all in our. I'm gonna say it nicely to myself.
Mid to late
mid-20s.
20s.
Shut up, Brandon.
Mid to late.
Thank you, Brandon.
Emphasis on the late.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Twilight years.
What is the appropriate age
Mhm.
to stop referring to your friend's parents as Mr. and Mrs. So and so, and actually call them by their first name?
I
I
don't-
would say when they tell you, like,
Yeah.
you can just call me this.
I only do it when they tell me not to.
I agree. I only do it then. I think it should be when you graduate college. I think once you have an adult career, you should be on the same playing field.
I never graduated college, so I guess I'm gonna always call them.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
so like
you're
once you're done schooling and have like a career, like if you guys can talk about how annoying work was, you're on a first name basis. It shouldn't, you know.
Well, your parents, I would go up to, and I knew who your parents were,
Yeah.
and I said
I'm not calling your dad by his
Mr.
first name.
Mr. and Mrs.
Joe, you would love that.
No.
But your parents, I call them by their first name.
And it's so the
Because
opposite.
They introduce themselves, or
Yeah.
It's so the opposite.
really, my parents are not.
You told me I'm not allowed to call your dad
No,
by his
because
first
we-
name.
You're,
calm
you're,
down.
you're in a different situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
you're
call
not-
him dad.
I'm not
No.
I'm not talking about your significant.
What's good, pops?
I'm not referring to your significant other's parents. I'm talking about me meeting your parents
Yeah.
as your friend. I'm an adult. I'm almost 30 years old. So like, what is that appropriate time? You're in your mid-20s, right? So
I think
like,
it should be wide open. Like once you're like I said, once you have a job where you guys can commiserate about work together, you're like equals.
yeah.
It shouldn't be like
There's no part of my brain, like, I have a bad memory with people's names to begin with, but there's absolutely zero part in my brain. Everybody knows this. There's no part in my brain dedicated to knowing your mom or dad's first names
Yeah.
because I don't refer to them as that. So, like, it's literally not there. There's no compartment in the brain, no file Dewey Decimal System that I have Brandon's mom and dad's
Yeah.
names in there. It just doesn't exist.
And how often do you like if you're honest, like how often do you really address people by their first name? Like you meet them first name for the rest of like that gathering. I don't go like, "Hey John" or "Hey Jim." I just look at you and like we'll start talking.
Hey, you.
So
Well, not quite that, but you know what I'm saying. Like
No, I get
when
what
I
you're
need
saying.
you, I don't go, "Chris." It's like,
Yeah,
"Hey
that's-
man,
that's
can you get
fair.
me a?"
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm actually going to mention this again because at the Super Bowl party,
Mhm.
I call our friend's father by his first name, but the missus, she refers to her husband when speaking to me as Mr.
That's weird.
So I call him by his first name, but she'll
What
say,
if that's
"Yeah,
like a
Mr.
after
So and
hours
so."
thing?
But it's just so different to me
That's
because
sir
it's like,
you.
do you want me to call him Mr.? Because he doesn't seem to have a problem with me calling him by his first name, but I'll also call her by her first name, not Mrs., which is so interesting.
I
Emily
think we
is
just-
so intrigued by this right now.
I just had never been in this scenario. I think not since I was like a kid, because like my parents, the group of people that my parents would hang out with all the time, like their kids were friends with me and my brother, so we were around each other a lot to the point where it was this weird transition. Like I called them, oh, Mr. and Mrs. this, and then they were like, you could say, like my parents had to tell me, they're like, they want you to call them Miss and then like first name. And then I started doing that, and then they were like, no, just say their first name. Like, this is stupid.
I had a totally different relationship with all my friends growing up. We just everybody was mom and dad. That was it. Like, we walked into somebody's house. We were like all
Hey,
like
Mom.
very tight-knit community. Like, we'd walk in, it'd be my friend's mom. Hey, Mom, how you doing? You know, like that was how we were. Like with
That's
everybody.
how it was with my friends. And
Yeah, like
and
it was all
too.
mom and dad.
Yeah.
It was not Mrs. Mr. You know, it was just mom and dad.
That was like the super inner circle. Got that like 2-3 people. Other than that, it was Mr. and Mrs.
There was like 10 of us that were like a part of a friends group, and that's how all of our parents were.
I think you
that's
should
a
just
Jersey
like.
to PA thing.
I
Could
always
be.
forget because one of my friend's parents didn't take my friend's mom didn't take her husband's last name.
You're gonna have to speak up, son.
They
Yeah.
didn't, and then she's also a professor, so it would be doctor last name that's different from everyone else's. So I would always forget that, and I felt like I was disrespecting her just by saying Mrs. This because
That's like your sister too.
Yeah, but my sister never refers to herself as doctor ever.
No, but her last name is still her maiden name.
It is, yeah.
Because
It's too
as a
expensive to change all
doctor,
the
it's too
medical
expensive
records.
to change it, right?
Mhm.
So she refers to in her inner circle as her maiden name, but as a professional, no, I'm sorry, in personal, it's her married name, but in professional, it's her maiden
Yeah,
name.
like all the teachers at school for my nieces know my sister as her married name, but it's only. Well,
There we go.
Guess I'm driving.
No, I'll drive. I think we should.
curbs beware.
I think we should all just like get past the formality and just to assert dominance right away. Just go with nicknames out of the gate. Just as soon as you meet somebody, just nicknames.
nickname.
So what are you gonna call my dad?
Easy E. That's what I want to call your dad forever, and I can't. It kills me.
He'd probably like it.
It's
honestly.
awesome.
The fact that like
You put a lot of
He
thought into that
hasn't-
because you knew that instantly.
I knew it when I met him.
What about her mom?
I mean, your mom's. I would look. I mean, I don't. We're on a podcast, so.
Moms are different too. It's like you got to be respectful.
the
of
fact.
mothers.
Okay, I'm surprised they haven't said like you can call me by my first name yet.
I mean, I don't think
My
your
dad,
mom
I'm not
cares.
surprised. My dad is messing with you. He totally is. Like
I'm gonna hit him
really
with it
think-
one of these days. I'm gonna get drunk enough around your dad and be like, "Easy E, what's going on,
I
pal?"
really just think that you should go up to him and just call him dad.
I want no part of
I
that.
would pay money to see
I'm
that.
betting $10 that Brandon won't do it. I bet you won't do it at the barbecue in the summer.
I mean, it depends. Like, it depends. I mean,
I
that's,
can get you lubricated
Me-
enough to slip out easy.
Chris,
I didn't like that at all.
Don't say that, please.
You can't say lubricated and slip in the same sentence.
and easy.
Yeah, that was.
That was loaded.
Stop using weird words.
Oh
Jesus.
man, don't get me started. on
I didn't. No one did.
He's just gonna say, "Yo, Easy E, are you lubricated up enough for me to slip into this loaded conversation?"
Oh God. No, I'm not doing that. But it depends. I mean, it depends. We have a professional relationship as well that I need to maintain here.
A professional relationship.
We're business partners in a sense,
Fair.
so I can't go lubricating my boss. Please tell me this is over soon. It's not getting better.
Cheers to that, you guys.
All right,
Cheers
we're ending on that.
to
You did say that we were trying to get like a quarter. We're probably
Pretty
almost
close.
there. This is one of those nights.
What's up?
We're at like 29.
It's fine.
One of
Yeah.
these nights.
Doesn't have to be 30. So you can end it.
Want to say goodbye to the people?
That's it. See you later.
I thought we were
folks.
done. We all cheers. It was over.
Yeah, I was cheersing to the lubrication. Ew.
No.
I will always cheers to lubrication.
All right, we'll see you guys either next week or the following week. You guys have scheduling to figure out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Thanks, guys.
See ya. Here's the lube.